Hey everyone, Dr. Douglas Gaffney here. So en route, about to grab some coffee, got clients, got patients that I'll be meeting with throughout the day. And I just wanted to emphasize that because similar to you, I'm busy, right? I got a lot of things going on, whether it be kids, whether it be family things, whether it be business things. And I, similar to what you're about to do, took a look at the exact same thing and it really moved me in a major way. I'm super excited for what you'll be experiencing and gaining access to. It's an invite only membership. And so my buddy who I met nearly 22 years ago, who's made over $1 million annually in the travel space, will be sharing the opportunity. I've always had a tremendous amount of respect for him and what he's been able to do. I went left, he went right, meaning, he went into the travel industry and has succeeded. I went into the real estate and investment industry and have succeeded. And now we're meeting in the middle. We're at an intersection because what I've realized is so many people out there are super stressed. They're burned out. As a matter of fact, I did my doctoral dissertation on stress-related burnout, especially in the workplace, so occupational stress. And if you notice, or maybe you've experienced, so many people out there are needing a new opportunity. They're needing a new way. They're needing ways to relieve stress, reduce stress, right? It's contributing to a lot of illness and familial issues and trauma and drama. So this really made sense to me, and it really made sense for me to want to share it for various reasons. I'll get into some of those basic things at the end as to why I seen value in the membership and the opportunity. But for now, buckle up. And I'm going to turn it over to my buddy Carlos.
Fantastic. How's everyone doing? My name is Carlos Rogers. I want to thank you so much for joining us for this VIP presentation. I'm extremely excited to be able to share some great information with you today. But before I do, let me give you just a real short background on myself so we're not completely strangers. I've been a part of the home-based business industry now for 20 years. And prior to me joining this space, I was working at my job 12 to 14 hours a day. I was making 28 grand a year. And for me, I wanted more out of life. I was sick and tired of working for other people, building their dreams. I definitely wanted to build my own dreams. And at the same time, I also knew that God did not put me on this planet just to work at a job forever for someone else. And so I was praying for something. And I really thank God I found this industry. And it's really funny because, really one day I was sitting around and I was just asking myself this question: what is something that I love to do that I would never get tired of doing? And I came up with travel. And then I started asking myself, okay, cool. How can I monetize traveling? How can I monetize going on vacation? How can I monetize talking about vacations? And I literally learned that there are travel clubs out there that will allow you to build a travel community within their platform, and they will pay you not just direct commission, they would also pay you a residual income. And so what I'm gonna do right now, there's actually two parts to this. The first part, I'm gonna go over our travel club and what we offer to our community. And then the second part, if you're interested, I'm gonna talk about how you can monetize the travel industry. And so let me jump right into it. We decided to join ELYT, which is a travel club. Now, you think about what is ELYT? It's an invitation only travel and lifestyle community. Our mission is to elevate everyday life by making travel more accessible and creating a path towards financial independence. We exist to inspire people to experience more of the world, live on their own terms, and design a life that they love. So let's get into travel real quick. See, I had no idea that there's two companies that monopolize the entire travel industry. You have Booking Holdings, you also have Expedia Group. And you can see the revenue that these two companies generated last year. Booking Holdings, 26.9 billion, 13% increase. Expedia Group, 14.7 billion, 7% increase from the year prior. And see, most people don't realize that all the websites that most people go to, like Priceline, like Expedia, like Bookings.com, like Travelocity, like Orbitz, like Kayak, all these websites are owned by one of these two companies. And what these companies do is they buy travel at wholesale and then they market up retail to the consumer. So when you go to these websites that you see on the screen, you're paying 30, 40, 50, sometimes 60% more than what you should be paying. But what if I told you there was a travel club that would give you access to wholesale rates? What if I also told you there was a travel club that would pass the savings on to you? So you literally cut out the middleman and now you're booking directly through the source. These are just a few examples of savings. Now, again, you can see some 40% on here, you see some 50%, you see some 60%, sometimes it's 30%, sometimes it's 20%. But the thing I wanted to share with you is you're constantly saving money all the time. Also, you're able to save money on tickets, whether you're going to concerts or sporting events, but at the same time, like Walt Disney and water parks and Broadway shows and Six Flags. And again, the list goes on and on. We give you your own personal travel website. And through this website, you're going to book your travel through this portal. You can book car rentals, you can book cruises, you can book also event tickets, you can book condominiums. You're also able to book what's called ELYT escapes. Now, these are week-long stays in different locations where you get a one-bedroom, two-bedroom, possibly even a three-bedroom condominium around the world that you can stay for an entire week for as low as $299. Okay, that's not per day, that's for the entire week. And these are just some exclusive deals that our members get access to. Also, we put together trips that are called traincations, okay? And sort of you can sort of see like the nickname is in the word traincation. They're mastermind trips where you go on a vacation, but we spend a few hours, we pick one day, we spend a few hours together, and we literally mastermind and we grow together as individuals and also, of course, as a travel club. We have one in Jamaica, May the 17th through the 20th, 4 days and 3 nights over at the Coral Springs Resort. As you can see, the resort is just phenomenal. Round trip transfers were included. It was also all inclusive. So your meals, your snacks, we had open bar, we had a welcome reception. We also had the mastermind training. And for this trip, it was as low as $449. This is actually a picture of some of our members there on this trip. We also do what's called team trips. This was our team vision cruise. We just got back from, it was June the 8th through the 12th, 5 days and 4 nights. We left out of Miami. We went to Coco Cay, Bahamas. We also stopped in Nassau, Bahamas. This cruise was phenomenal. I mean, this ship is the fourth largest ship in Royal Caribbean's fleet, and we had an absolute blast. We had about 60 team members on this trip. I had about 15 of my family members on this trip. And again, we had a phenomenal time. We also have another team vision trip coming up. We're going to Phuket, Thailand. This is going to be October the 31st through November the 7th. 8 days and 7 nights. We're going to be at the Twin Sands. Now let's talk about what's included. First of all, your accommodation is included. You get your own deluxe studio apartment. Round trip transfers are included to and from the airport. You also have private transportation to all the different excursions. You get $150 resort credit per person. 3 days of your breakfast is included. 4 curated meals is also included. We have lunch at the beachfront restaurant. We have a Thai tasting over at the Blue Mango. We have lunch at the famous Phuket Floating Village, and we have dinner at the kitchen table. Also, look there at the bottom at the excursions. We're going to be going to the Karen Viewpoint, meet the elephants, the Big Buddha, Chai Long Temple, the Honey Farm, Cashew Nut Factory. We're going to do a monkey encounter. We're going to James Bond Island. We're going to the Fifi Island, the Maya Island. As you can see, the Fifi Island right there in that picture, super famous. We're going to literally hit all the spots you want to see in Phuket in 8 days and 7 nights. And look at the price of this trip, only $650 per person. If you deduct the resort credit per person off of the price of the trip, we're talking about $499 that you're spending for 8 days and 7 nights in Phuket, Thailand. We also have our ELYT experience coming up. We're going to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Now, this is super luxury. This is a brand new property. It's not even open yet. They're actually still building the property. I believe it opens in around September or so. So you can imagine we're going to be some of the first people to step foot on this property. We're going to go there for 5 days and 4 nights. It is all inclusive. So all your meals, your snacks. It also have premium open bar. Like I mentioned, this is super duper luxury. 24-hour room service. You have an in-room bar with mixers. They restock daily. Deluxe golf view rooms. Round trip transfers. You get a $500 per room resort credit. Unlimited golf green fees on the George Norman course. So if you know people that like to golf, I mean, this is definitely a trip that they will also want to be on. We're going to have our concierge on site. We have a sail and snorkel party cruises included, a private welcome reception, a farewell dinner, all that for just $11.95 per person. And I know you're probably thinking, Carlos, how much is it to be a member of this club? To join this club, it's a one-time fee of $250 and just $175 a month for your membership. That gives you all the benefits I've talked about. And on top of that, if you're one of our loyal members for 12 months in a row, we're going to give you a annual signature trip on us, okay, which is fantastic. So the value is definitely there. And also, of course, we're going to have a lot of fun and help people save a lot of money. So now I'm going to sort of transition for a few minutes and let's talk about this from a business perspective. How big is the travel industry? We're looking at $11.7 trillion a year is spent on travel. This is huge. See, the thing about travel that I love, you don't have to convince people to want to go on a vacation. People naturally want to go on a vacation. It's something that people want to do. So the question I always ask people is, where do you want to go and who do you want to go with? And that's sort of how our referral program sort of birthed because we were thinking you're not going to go on a vacation probably by yourself. You're going to want to go with family members or friends or loved ones or coworkers, whatever the case may be. So now let's sort of grow a community together, and of course let's get compensated for doing so. One of the benefits we have with our program is refer four, pay no more, where when you refer four members to the club and they buy the membership off of your referral, so that means they go through your referral link, now your membership fee is waived. So you don't even pay the 175 every month, but you still get all the benefits and you still get your annual rewards trip every single year. Now, if you want to earn income with this, you'll want to be what's called an affiliate. See, if you become an affiliate, every time you refer someone, you're going to make a $50 direct commission. It's like a referral bonus that you're going to make. But on top of that, you also can build a community like I mentioned before. So let's just say, you've already referred four members, so your membership fee is waived, okay? So you made all your money back, your membership fee is waived, and you want to continue to generate income from this. So let's just say you referred four, and let's say out of the four, let's just say two of them referred one. Okay. So now you're at a total of six members. So I want you to sit back in your chair and I want you to imagine that you're sitting on the beach. You can see the ocean, you're sitting in the sand, you can see the ocean crashing into the sand, and then there's two buckets. There's a bucket on your left and there's a bucket on your right. And imagine this being like sort of like a game where every time you refer someone, you're going to put them in one of the buckets. And as the buckets continue to grow with subscribers, you're going to generate residual, reoccurring income. For example, when there's three subscribers in those buckets, the company is going to pay you $250 every single month. When there's six subscribers in those buckets, they're going to pay you $500 a month. When there's 15, they're going to pay you 1,000. When there's 32, they're going to pay you 2,000. And as those buckets continue to increase with subscribers, you can see your residual income continues to grow. Now let's think back to when it said three subscribers in the buckets and you're earning $250 a month residual income. If you ask Google, how much money do I need in my bank account today with today's interest rates to earn $250 a month residual income, it will tell you about $80,000 to $90,000 on about 3.5% interest rate in a high yield interest rate account. So even if you just did the first step, which is the 250 a month, I mean, it's like you created an asset for yourself with $80,000 in it, which is substantial. Now, see, when I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, because some people ask me the question, Carlos, why did you really take this seriously as a business? See, I had other things going on, but I sort of put those aside and I really wanted to focus on building a travel community because I understood the residual income, but also I understood this chart. See, when I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, I learned there's four types of people that make up the world of business. The first type is the employee, and that's where I was. I had a job like everyone else. I used to exchange my time for money. Some people are self-employed. I talk to doctors, lawyers, dentists, people that cut hair, people that do nails, and they all say the same thing. Carlos, if I'm not seeing a client or a patient, I'm just not making any money. But see, the right side though is where we all want to be. We all want to be a business owner where we own a system. We have leverage income where we're not doing everything by ourselves. We have a team of people working together to get to the common goal. And then, of course, you have the I. The I stands for investor. That's you having your money work hard for you. See, 95% of the population is over on the left side, but only 5% of the wealth is on that side. Over on the right side, that's where 95% of the wealth is, but only 5% of the population is on the right side. So if you're viewing this right now, and let's say you're on the right side of the quadrant, it's an easy transition to get started here and transition over to the right side. Now, I'm not saying go quit your job tomorrow and say you're doing this full time. No, I'm not. I'm saying keep your job, maybe set aside 2, 3, 4 hours a week, and let's help you build a passive residual income with your spare time. See, there's some other benefits to owning a business or, partnering up with us. There's some huge tax advantages. Now, I'm not a tax accountant, neither am I a CPA, but I learned from mine about those benefits, and I definitely started to implement those benefits, as I'm able to travel and use my cell phone and, computers and different things of that nature. Now I'm able to write those different things off, okay? So let me sort of end with this. 20 years from now, you're going to be more disappointed by the things you didn't do versus the things that you did. So right now, your mindset, you're either an A, you're a B, or you're a C. If you're a C, that just means you want to be a customer. You want to be one of our members. You want to be able to use the benefits. And I'm going to just say congratulations and welcome to the club, okay? If you're a B, like Carlos, you know what? The membership's a no-brainer. But hey, how can I get to $1,000 a month? How can I get to $2,000 a month? There's someone here that can sort of guide me to do that. And I want you to make sure your friend gets you on the phone with the team leader to definitely give you some direction on how to make that happen. Also, make sure they plug you into our leadership calls that we do and our mastermind calls that we do so you can continue to learn more and more information if you choose to. And if you're A, like Carlos, will you please shut up so I can sign up? I mean, you get it. You're ready to rock and roll. You love to travel. You know other people that love to travel. You know this is a no-brainer. You're looking for a tax benefit. And you know, of course, travel is an inherent yes. And this is, to me, I would say the best opportunity out there, which is travel. So again, I'll go ahead and say prematurely, welcome to the club. Definitely look forward to working with you. So again, let your friend know whether you're A, B, or C. We look forward to meeting you in person, whether it's at one of our, trips, or maybe it's even just on the beaches of the world. But have an incredible day and God bless.
Wow, 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 right? So a couple of reasons why, you have the membership and then you also have the business opportunity. Doesn't mean you have to do both, right? The membership in and of itself, I saw tremendous value because why? I want to travel more. I love traveling. I go to a couple of different countries a year. That's just a goal that I've had for a while. I've been to nearly 50 countries. So I love traveling. I love gaining those experiences. It's a major right? There's major challenges with stress, as I mentioned earlier, burnout, anxiety, depression. I see this within, my mental health practice. And it's just a huge, tremendous way when people are increasing social support, when they're increasing their travel and gaining those experiences, it reduces stress in major ways, right? Not having to think about the trip planning part of it. When you're able to get on those week-long curated trips, that right there speaks volumes to me because that's one of the things personally I don't like doing is planning all the different facets and features of my travel, right? The different excursions. And a lot of times too, those excursions, boy, they add up. I remember going to Hawaii and we went swimming with the sharks. We went zip lining, we went snorkeling, we went all these different things. And it's almost like $150 per person. And, I also did similar things in Mexico and it was substantially lower. But, the reality is, man, when you look at what they're curating on these week-long trips, it's amazing, an amazing value and savings. That brings me to my next point of just major discounts, right? Upfront cost, yet have access, right? To there's a small upfront cost. I've had timeshares. I'm not sure about you, but a lot of times you get into these timeshares and there's a substantial amount up front. And then you're locked in what feels like for life. And maybe for some of y'all who have timeshares, you're like, yeah, that's super true. So, not having to have those massive upfront costs and also having that month to month, and it's a small entry, yet having huge access to everything. I mean, airport lounges, all those different things that were mentioned, that is extremely beneficial, right? You also get the annual rewards trip for 2. I mean, if that doesn't make sense, come on. So it's almost like a travel savings plan where you're able to essentially, have your membership, and at the end of every 12 months, anniversary year, every 12 months, you get a complimentary trip on the company. I mean, that right there is huge, right? And so there's a lot of benefits, right? Also, like when it comes to timeshares, especially depending on which one, I mean, I've had some and it's hard to go on them or use your points. And I mean, there's just such a headache there to where I get stressed in the point of planning the trip, right? So here, there's a lot of different trips that you can go on. They're adding more as we go, as we grow, and it's just gonna only get better. Also, just being able to meet people around the world, right? I went on a trip not too long ago to Jamaica, and I went by myself on this one, and it was amazing to seeing so many members that were just like myself, or they were with their family, different ages, different demographics. I mean, I met people from all around the world: Norway, Scotland, Ireland, New York, Arizona. I mean, New Zealand, all around the world. I met new people and their families, their children. So whether you're going by yourself or with your family or with your significant other or partner or whatever, there is a place for you with the membership, right? So from the business side, I got blown away. I mean, the membership in and of itself, I definitely have it, but it's similar to like Costco and anything else. If they would pay me to refer the membership, I'd be rich, right? How many of you be, whether it be Costco or the, I don't know, Sam's Club membership? I mean, how many people have you referred things to and been compensated from it, right? So the affiliate program that they offer, especially the residual compensation structure, was just huge. And it doesn't take a lot to start gaining that annual residual income. And I mean, it's exciting, you know, it is very exciting. So also another thing from the business standpoint, I thought about it when it comes to just my kids. And, you know, I mean, I'm in real estate investing, I do psychology. Maybe your kids don't want to do some of the technical things, right? Maybe they don't want to get licensed in certain professional licensure type businesses, right? But will they want to travel? Will they want to have fun? Will they want to have fun with their friends? Absolutely. So this is a business asset that I figured I can build, and I knew that is a high probability that my children would want to take over this business once I build it. It's a business that's focused on fun and lifestyle, and I want more of that, right? I'm not sure about you, but I want to add more fun, more laughter, more enjoyment to my life. I also love the training vacations, or the traincations they call them, right? Being able to say, hey, let me get away. It's already a part of a company that I'm a part of, and gain mindset and motivation and leadership, mentorship, growth, guidance, and support, while I'm also experiencing a nice all-inclusive stress-free vacation. Now it's a tax write-off for me potentially, right? So residual passive income, it's a global opportunity. I've been a part of opportunities before, and they were only national, right? And so this is a global thing that I can share as I'm traveling around the world. We're already in about 55 countries and growing. And so there's a substantial opportunity there, right? And so even with, I'd say last point, and there's many more, but just having an immediate asset once you start hitting the first couple of ranks. I mean, just to make $500 residual income, if I put that in the markets or some kind of a financial investment vehicle at, you know, 6, 7, whatever percent, I'd have to put in there about $85,000 or more, right? Just to earn $500 a month ROI. So being able to do that by sharing this with as little as about, 12, 15, 20, 30 people, that's significant, right? So lastly, I'll say this: for joining me and my team, right? I focus on coaching, entrepreneurial leadership coaching. I focus on real estate investment coaching. For joining my team, right, I'm going to give you access to those things. I'm also going to give you our AI-powered CRM and data management system for being a part of our team. I'm also going to give you our lead system, right? And I'm going to throw in there your first 1,000 leads, so that way you can have something and you can treat it like a true business. I always said, and I've always learned in leads, it's like if you can, like baseball, if you can close out, 1 to 4%, right, then you can be very successful. So imagine you got 1,000 leads and 4% of that is your 4. Right? Or even if you get 1 or 2, and then you have a couple of friends and family, get 4, pay no more, and build from there. Let's have fun in the process. That's what this is all about: fun, legacy, and lifestyle. Again, my name is Dr. Douglas Gaffney. Join our team join the company through our Team Black Clover Builders, and let's get started and let's have some fun. God bless.